Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today we're going to install 2 skylights and shingle the roof. I'm going to be installing 2 skylights here, and we have the drip edge, the tar paper, and the drip edge on this end on already, and the framing is already there for the skylights on the inside. What we're going to do is drill holes through the corners of where the skylights are going to go, so we know exactly where they're going to be on the roof. And then we're going to cut the tar paper away, tape the edges of that, and cut the holes. The reason we're taping the edges is so that the sawdust doesn't get underneath the tar paper. I'll show you all that in a second. First, let's get those holes drilled. I have my curbs made up and waiting right here. And here are my openings. And like I said, all I'm going to do is take this long drill bit and line it up right in the corner like that and drill through the surface. Then I'll know exactly where the openings are on the outside, and I'll cut the paper back a little bit, cut the hole out, get it nice and trim. Then I can cut the paper to the specs that are called for by the window manufacturer. All right, let's get going on this. Okay, there's a hole there, one up there, one over there, and one there, and there's the 4 on that side. Now what I want to do is cut the tar paper about 3 inches outside of those holes to give me enough room to work. Then I'm going to tape the edges just so the sawdust doesn't get in there, like I said before, and then we'll cut these openings out. Okay, we got her taped off, and I marked from hole to hole. That's exactly where the edge of my opening is. Now I'm going to cut about a 1/4 inch in from that, get the hole roughed in, and then I'll trim it with my router, go around and trim it flush, chisel out the edges, and install the curbs. Okay, the holes are cut and I have my curbs up here. Now I need to install them. I made a little mark right here that's 1.5 inches down. I'm going to screw a block just below that, and then we'll get some glue on this and that'll hold it from sliding down. Then we'll get it nice and positioned and start throwing some screws in there. This has 3 pocket screws on each leg, and along with the glue, this thing is going to be really strong. All right, let's get that cleat on there. Okay, we got one down. That is solid as a rock. I forgot to snap a line. What I was going to do, well, I'm going to still do it on the bottom here, snap a line for the top of the shingles, but I was also going to snap a line across both of these holes before the curbs were on. But now that the curb's on, I'll measure up from the bottom and put a little mark with my white pencil, and that'll have to suffice. But if I would have snapped a line going across these holes, that would have made life easier later on when I'm putting the shingles on and doing the flashing and stuff. All right, let me get this other one installed, then we can start flashing this. Okay, with the curbs installed, now we can cut this tar paper to the correct size. It has to be 3 inches away from the bottom and the sides, and 7 inches on the top. Okay. Put little tick marks at 3 inches on the sides and the bottom. And then the top is 7 inches. Now we'll just put a board between them and cut that out. Okay, now for the sticky stuff. The flashing comes up 3 inches onto the curb. This is a 3.5-inch curb, so it goes right about to there, 3 inches, and then 6 inches down here. So that's a total of 9 inches, and the flashing that they give you with the flashing kit is 9 inches by 21 feet. I don't know how that's going to work out. This is like the smallest window you can get, so there could be a bunch of this left over. I don't think they make different ones for different kits, but could be wrong on that. These adhesive flashings can be a bit difficult to work with, so we'll just take our time and get it right. The outside dimensions of this box is 25.5, so we have to add 6 inches twice, which is a foot, so that's 37.5. And we need 2 of them, but we'll get this one done first. All right, I have my piece cut to length, and hopefully this will cooperate with me. It's pretty long. What I want to do is peel the backing off of the very top. And then oops. I was concentrating on one thing and forgetting about the other. I wanted to get a nice even line across here, but I have little hash marks on the roof. Perfect. Where it needs to begin and end. And as soon as I get this stuck in place, I'll burnish the heck out of it, which is rubbing it with a smooth stick. Should probably have that up here with me. It'd help getting this into the corners. All right, now what you do is come in at about a 45-degree angle, and you're going to want to stop about a 1/2 inch from the corner, the inside corner there. Right about there. Hopefully you can see that. And then fold that one over like that, and then push this one down, and it'll stretch a little bit to fit that. And we'll do the same thing on this side. We're shooting for right about here. Fold this one over and press this one down. Okay, got to make sure you press this down really good. I have a little burnisher. This is just cut at a 45-degree angle, and it's sanded nice and smooth. Press that down really good. Now these sides get cut. They get the same length of pieces on them, and the cut is basically the same. All right. About a 1/2 inch in. Make your cut. Flip that around. And then smooth that down. Okay, up at the top, it gets 2 pieces. The first piece is exactly like all the other ones, and then the second piece goes over the top of that and gets tucked up underneath the tar paper or whatever else you have on your roof. In our case, we have a seam that's in exactly the right place, so I'll just pull these staples and slide this under there. But if you don't have a seam that's right there, you make a slit in the tar paper and slide it up through that. Okay, that's it for the flexible self-adhesive flashing. Now I got to get the stuff on there. After that's done, there's a whole bunch of step flashing that goes on, but we'll have to start shingling the roof to get to that. Okay, and that brings us to our step flashing. It worked out that with these shingles, I could get up to just below the curb, and with this in place, I have, maybe a 1/2 inch before the next course. The next course is down here. So I'm going to tack this in place. I can nail it here, and I'll nail it up there. It's not going to be seen under the next shingle. The next shingle will go up to here, from that step flashing up to here, and then we'll start again right here. Want this as tight as possible. And we'll go up here and right here. Alright, we'll do the same on the other side. And that is our bottom piece. Okay, well, this didn't work out as perfect as I thought. I'm going to have to tuck a little piece under here to cover this strip. We have about a 1/2 inch showing, but it was either that or this only lapped the top of this shingle by about a 1/2 inch, and that's not acceptable. Water would just blow right up through there in a storm. So we'll just cut a strip that goes all the way across to the next shingle, and it'll go from here, go up under here, and I'll put a little bit of glue on it and press it down, and it will be totally invisible. All right, I'm going to show this on the other side. It's just really tight in here. We have step flashing on both sides. This is the stuff that comes with this kit, and this is just some stuff from the big box store. Now, I'm going to put, I have to cut a couple more shingles over here, and then I'll put the curb flashing on that side. Then I can work my way in between right here and off to the edge.